of populist and selfish individualistic interests. Those were counter-revolutionary forces with fascist tendencies, and they must be told here and now that they are lost thieves who unashamedly stole our themes and these ideas from this very platform. And now they want to confuse our people. Economic freedom belongs to the Youth League and nobody else. We are reclaiming these policy positions as we remind them that we defined for ourselves the revolutionary battle cry for economic freedom in our lifetime. This revolutionary call was made here by us, members of the Youth League. Ideological thieves shall remain thieves. Comrades, we must jealously guard against the resurgence of that unfortunate culture in the life of the Youth League. Along with these thieves, the fascist white minority counter-liberation forces have realized that to get closer to our people, they have to rent a black face. But in this instance, they have rented an Obama mimic and a fake intellectual. The Youth League will ensure that our people are not misled by these disparate attempts. These are forces that have made it fashionable to themselves to systematically spew hatred towards President of the ANC, President Jacob Zuma, instead of engaging him as head of the state. We must be resolute in our defense of the ANC and its leadership, in particular President Zuma, because we have elected him. He's our president. An attack on Zuma is an attack on the ANC and all of us. In acknowledging the mistakes of our recent past, and as we seek to correct them, inspired by this Congress, which concludes its business during the month of the beginning of seasons, we must never be afraid to say to our elders in the ANC, those to whom we look upon for guidance and wisdom, that we are wrong, we apologize. Those things were done in the name of the Youth League, and never again shall it be that the leadership of the ANC is insulted in the name of the Youth League, particularly the president. The autonomy of the Youth League does not exist outside policies and character of the ANC. We cannot define ourselves outside our glorious movement, the African National Congress. Our journey into the new season for the ANC Youth League, as we conclude the 25th National Congress, is characterized by the historic mission to restore the militancy, vibrancy, and radicalism of the ANC Youth League as we forge ahead with the struggle for economic freedom in our lifetime. A radical Youth League, comrades, is one that will not rest until it fully comprehends the full scale of the societal challenges of our day, and does all in its power to confront these challenges that relegated our young people to being voiceless spectators in their socio-economic development. A radical Youth League is the one which understands that implementation of progressive policies which seeks to advance our cause in confronting the triple challenges of inequality, unemployment, and poverty can only be achieved through the combination of robust intellectual engagement and revolutionary work within our communities. A radical Youth League will mobilize all sectors of our society, rallying all our people, youth in particular, behind the task of constantly seeking solutions to the challenges facing young people. Working with them in their communities, a radical Youth League understands that the revolution cannot be loud-hailed through populist slogans. We need both scientific analysis of the challenges that face us and a streetwise approach to the revolutionary work that awaits us in our communities. As we welcome the reminder from President Jacob Zuma yesterday that the Youth League must influence the policy positions of the ANC based on history, we make a clear call to the leadership of the ANC to create a conducive environment for members of the Youth League to effectively play their role within the ANC. It should not be a threat. We make a call that all cadres must engage revolutionary work in our communities. None of us must find comfort until radical transformation of our society has been achieved. We have a responsibility to go back to basics and remember that the ANC was formed as an organization of the people, and as such, its work must be visible amongst the people. The work must begin now, comrades, and should inform and inspire our campaign towards 2016 local government elections. Failure to respond to this call will jeopardize the performance of the ANC in those elections. Through disciplined yet robust engagement, we will carry forth the resolutions of this Congress of the Youth League to the forthcoming General Council of the ANC, as we ensure that we continue to influence the policy direction of the ANC, particularly on attainment of economic freedom in our lifetime. Fearless yet disciplined engagement through proper structures is the true definition of our radical character as the Youth League. Without pushing this resolution through the throat of the ANC, like we wanted to do in Durban, the NGs of the ANC, we are confident that our cause will triumph, that this character of the youth of 1944 will indeed be restored in this new season for the Youth League. We will continue to engage the ANC on radical transformation of the current structure of the economy, which benefits only a minority. We are resolute that central to the NGC should be strengthening an inclusive youth development machinery. We are yet to fully benefit from the operations of this development machinery. Interventions in this regard has never been more urgent. The initial intention of the NYDA was that it would operate in each and every municipality across the country. We need to go back and check if this agency is still serving the youth as per its original intentions. We need to revisit this structure and ensure that it is responsive to the needs of the Youth League. And this tendency of the NYDA leadership of just getting into provinces without working with provincial government must stop here and now. Compatriots, as one emerging from the humble origins in the rural village of Taung, we need to reposition the program of rural development and agrarian reform at the center for the liberation of Africans in particular and black people in general. Rural youth must benefit from programs that secure them access to education, entrepreneurship, employment and ownership, and land and property. We maintain that free education at all levels must be realizable and fashionable. As we further seek to go back to basics, we must re-establish Masupatsi, and we have already resolved as Congress, Brigade Agha Sisulu. This initiative will help us to mobilize the 14 years old as we seek to inculcate the culture of patriotism, unity, and political consciousness amongst them. Revival of the Friends of the Youth League, Ababuti Mbalula, Babuti Nati, and Ababuti Gigs, is paramount for the Youth League to influence youth in the broader society. Beyond its traditional base, we must develop a program to work with the Muslims, the Jewish, Afrikaner, Greek, Hindu, Portuguese, and other minority youth and student formations, among others, for the betterment and secured future of our country. This program will include, among other things, reconciliation, unity, social cohesion, peace and economic prosperity of our country, South Africa, as a whole. The Youth League has a responsibility to reopen affiliation and membership program for Friends of the Youth League. The Progressive Youth Alliance has a historical importance to the formation of the Youth League during our years of transition to democracy. We must all commit ourselves to strengthen and build structures of SASCO, COSAS, Young Christian Students, and Young Communist League in every community. Learning institutions where possible, factory floor. The Youth League must lead a process to develop a program of action for the PYA in the next 3 months. We specifically focus on dealing with xenophobia, racism, and racial tensions within institutions of higher learning in preparing for the National General Council of the ANC and the oncoming 2016 local government election. This Congress was able to discuss, develop a perspective on the challenges faced by the PYA in the institutions of higher learning and its loss of SRC elections. We have made an acknowledgement that this is a cause for serious concern and warrant a sober political analysis, all member structures of the PIA. The unity of the PIA is sacrosanct and cannot be overemphasized. As we continue to work in advancing peace and friendship, we are resolute on strengthening youth structures within the continent and the rest of the global community, working with associations like the World Federation of the Democratic Youth and International Socialist Youth Movement, among others. We will continue to participate in programs that seek to maximize the impact of international youth exchange programs and further strengthen party-to-party relations with our progressive partners of the international platform, particularly within the BRICS and South-to-South partners. The Youth League will continue to offer its support to youth formations that are operating within oppressive regimes within the continent and the rest of the global society. Central to this task will be the strengthening of our support to Polisario Front for the total liberation of Western Sahara. Further to that, we must continue to give material, human, and other support to Palestine in support of their struggle for independence as we continue to advocate for two-state solutions. South African government must continue to engage in Cuba in maximizing the benefits which our youth derives from the medicine, science, and technology programs that is currently in place. We furthermore wish Commandante Fidel Castro sound recovery and a good health. The Youth League will continue to support efforts for peace, democracy, and ending conflicts, tribal, ethnic, and religious intolerance, particularly in Nigeria, South Sudan, Central African Republic, Somalia, and Egypt, to name but a few. We will continue to engage our neighbor in Lesotho for lasting stability in that country. We support the posture of the transformation of the International Criminal Court. We must mobilize youth formations in the continent and internationally to support the efforts of our President, Jacob Zuma, to seek more representation of the African continent in the United Nations Security Council and other multilateral bodies. We remain concerned about the mushrooming terrorist incidents in Africa and beyond, as well as the recent immigration crisis in Africa and countries of the West. Comrades and friends, as we emerge from this 25th National Congress, we are more inspired to work in unity in rebuilding the Youth League. We need to remind ourselves, comrades, that there are no victors and no losers from this Congress. We are equally tasked to work in a collective towards the rebuilding of the Youth League and the restoration of its true values and character. We must go and disband all lobby groups that may have arisen as we are advancing towards this Congress. Leadership has been elected, there is no confusion, and everyone will be expected to rally behind the elected leadership and in the implementation of the policy position and program of action which we have resolved on in this particular Congress. Going towards this Congress, unfortunate tendencies arose, comrades, where comrades used social media to sow division in the Youth League. Instead of abusing this system, we have a responsibility to use social media in advancing and defending the revolution and the interest of the youth. May we all be focused towards rebuilding, refocusing, and reaffirming the centrality of the oldest revolutionary youth movement in South Africa as it turns 71 years on the 10th of September. Another unfortunate phenomenon that has arisen, the attention we need to pay to are ghost issues. The notion of the Premier League has become a thorn, comrades, more so that in some quarters within our alliance structures, this matter seems to be given prominence to the point where it is being discussed, and we are of the view that it is wrong as the Youth League. The Youth League must question the interest of those comrades in the ANC processes and outcomes to the point that they have to entertain ghost issues. Furthermore, we wish to call upon our members to desist from a pattern of resolving political issues through the courts. Now, Congress has taken a decision that those comrades must be expelled. So it should not be said that we are paging people. This has the potential of undermining internal democratic organizational processes, ultimately threatening the life of our organization. Comrades, we are conscious of the enormous task and responsibilities put upon our shoulders, and also conscious of the massive shoes we are stepping in, shoes that have been worn by giants like Anton Limbede, Nkolis Mjombozi, Lulu Johnson, Peter Mogaba, Malusi Kigaba, and Fikile Mbalula. We want, at this point, comrades, to give special thanks to the National Task Team that has put in place to hold this conference. But we must also thank that task team that was led by yourself, Comrade Zwai, for the good work you have done. And I think he deserves the rounds of applause, that entity that was led by Comrade Zwai. Comrades, Chairman Mao teaches us that the guerrilla must move amongst the people as a fish swims in the sea. He further teaches us that our duty is to hold ourselves responsible to the people. Every word, every act, and every policy must conform to the people's interest. And if mistakes occur, they must be corrected, and that is what being responsible to the people means. We are a product of a revolutionary history. We have forever represented positive, vibrant energy in our movement. We were deliberately made weak, and we are now ready to go to war. We are now ready to go to war. We have offended our movement. We have made mistakes, and we have been misled, misused by counter-revolutionary forces who have left our movement. We have learned from our silly mistakes, and again, to the leadership of the ANC, and the President in particular, we sincerely apologize. However, comrades, we remain young, we remain vibrant and militant, and we remain radical, and we remain restless in our determination to forge ahead with our revolutionary battles. Be that as it may, we shall never confuse anarchy with militancy and discipline. Now, comrades, I am a Christian. I want to quote for Congress. It's Sunday today, so I did not have an opportunity to go to church because the revolution, we had to be at this Congress. Not that we have to be elected. We had to represent our people in this watershed Congress. Now, as a Christian, I want to quote Exodus 20, verse 12, Pastor Mbalula. And I'm saying this to the youth and members of the Youth League in particular. Honor your father and your mother, so that your day may be long in the land the Lord your God is giving to you. So we know what happened, comrades. We know our history. We know the mistakes you're apologizing for. So I thought that it's important that I must quote from this. And I want to say it in the language of where I come from, the northwest of Bokone province. It literally means "Totla mmagole rrago, gore matsatsi a ga botshelo a nne matelele, mo lefatsheng le Modimo a go lefileng." Now, I hope, comrades, we have, the President of the Youth League has delivered and committed the NEC to the Congress. Lastly, comrades, we want to thank the delegates, the branches of the Youth League, for the confidence they've shown in this leadership that we are leading as a collective. This is not the NEC of the President. This is the NEC of the Youth League. Once again, to our mother body, Anarchy will never and never happen again in the name of the Youth League. Amandla! All power! Thank you very much, comrades.